What's going on, everybody? This is Joe, and I am here finally. I am super excited for the March of the Machine pre-release live at Champion Card Collector in Poughkeepsie, New York. I am going to be opening, if you have never seen these videos before, I am going to be opening 4 different pre-release kits today. We are going to see what is in them, what they look like, etc. This is what, I mean, you can kind of see it in the background there as well, but this is what it looks like on the sides. And we're going to peel this off, and we see the multiverse is in your hands. Very, very cool. I like that. Okay. Every world, every hero, one last stand. That's actually pretty sick art. Like, we can't see all of it yet, but, like, you can see the other side of the wings there. Presumably Elspeth's. You can... It's definitely Elspeth. Can you see that in there? Kind of. It's not too glary. A little dark, but it's fine. I'm not going to open this thing up, but you can, if you get your own kit, you can open this thing up all the way and have, like, some art. Obviously, as it has been in the past, they've got +1/+1 counters, and on the other side, there's, like, a flying counter and a stun counter on there. And then these are just +1/+1s on both sides. And then this is the little symbol that you can pop out for I don't know what, but, you know, you could if you wanted to. If you have used this for anything in particular, leave it in the comments. I'm definitely curious. Obviously, now that we've looked at like that, we're not going to do that for all of these from now on. That's just, there's no need to do that now. But yeah, so we're going to crack into this thing. Ooh, it's a purple die. Okay, I dig that. That looks awesome. So now the question is if this is like the black die or if this is the only die. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but that's really cool. So that stays on the side. Obviously, we have the packs themselves. We have the promo. We have the inserts and stuff. So let's leave the packs on the side. We have the typical building a pre-release deck for new players. They can check this out, or established players to remind themselves, I suppose. This is cool. So you've got the different characters who are on the different planes, kind of in this format like that. That's a really cool art. I like it. Very much like it. Okay. So that comes one in every kit as well, and then you have the insert, which again is just these symbols that are kind of all over it, which are gorgeous, by the way, right? I mean, I say just because we've seen it like 5 times now, but they're really, really cool. And then we have a code for MTG Arena. Now, obviously, MTG Arena has not released March of the Machine yet, so we will have to wait on that, but I will still reveal these in the video at some point so that you can try to come back here after it has released on Arena and use these codes. It is 1 per account as a friendly reminder, but, you know, maybe. And then we will check out on the other side of this our promo foil rare, which is Knight Errant of Eos. It looks really cool in foil. I like that art a lot in foil, actually, because the art is cool, it's colorful, and in foil it just looks even better. The subject of the art, aka the knight itself, is in foil, which means it looks even better than it would if it was just the background, even though the background does look cool as well. So we will leave that on the side. Obviously, the way I tend to do these things, if this is the first one of these that you've seen, is I like to at least try to talk about like what I would try to play if I were opening this. And it's only with my first look through of these. You obviously have the benefit of going back and forth and pausing and etc. So I want to hear from you in the comments down below. You can say like, hey, in kit 1, I would play blue-white knights or something, whatever the case may be. But we start with this first pack with Ifara's Dispersal. We have Serpent Blade Assailant. I like this card a lot. Backup is very cool. Final Flourish, good removal. Shatter the Source, speaking of removal. We have a Negate. I'm not knocking stuff over here. With my boy Ajani. This art, like, kind of makes me sad, but also happy in, like, the flavor text as a story spotlight, kind of talking about what's going on, and, you know, it's about damn time. But I was, like, 90% sure he was coming back, so I'm happy. But we have the Halo Hopper, which is adorable. Amy and I have talked about this card. We talked about it on the stream yesterday, plenty. We have a Golden Scale Aeronaut. This is an interesting card. It's a little expensive. I said backup is good, and it is. I mean, this is a 5-mana 2/3 that can give something +1/+1 and flying until end of turn. The +1/+1 sticks around. Not bad. We have a Phyrexian Archivist. This card is bad. We have an Oracle of Tragedy. I don't exactly know how I feel about this yet. I mean, this is like an uncommon, and Sometimes cards are like uncommon for a reason. I think one person used this against us, and I mean, a 1/3 on turn 2 is like annoying. I mean, I know there's like Omen Speaker and stuff that used to exist, and this lets you draw and discard or shuffle things from your graveyard, but I don't know. I don't think it's like extremely strong, but I think it's a fine card. We have a Furnace Gremlin as the second uncommon, and I mean, 2-drops in red, kind of important if you want to be aggro. And we have Sculpted Perfection. We ended up playing a lot of white-black at the early access event, which we did yesterday. The VOD is on this channel if you're interested in watching some of it. It's like 12 hours long, so, you know, maybe pace yourself. But you're more than welcome to go check that out to see some gameplay on MTG Arena if you did not get a chance to already. But we ended up playing a lot of black... Did I say black-red? Black-white yesterday. And this card is interesting. And then our rare or mythic is okay, never mind. We have flip cards now? Okay, well, I felt like, you know, this pack was a little thicker than I expected it to be. So this is one of the flip cards, so I guess there's like one per pack. So we have Tarkir Dune Shaper, which flips into, oh, that's cool, okay, Burnished Dune Stomper. Okay, so I mean, it's a little unfortunate that we just showed that off, but it's fine. Hey, look, a mythic battle. An Invasion of Chandelar. That one's fun. All right, one pack, one mythic. I like it. And it flips into a Leyline Surge. Okay, I don't exactly remember how good this card is, but it's a mythic battle, so it's got to be something, right? What is it? When it enters, we bounce bring 3 permanents from our graveyard to our hand, and then if and when you flip it, you can put something on your upkeep from your graveyard or from your hand onto the battlefield. I mean, for 5 mana with 4 defense, maybe? This doesn't feel like super strong and limited necessarily, because like if you have the mana for it, I suppose. I mean, maybe if you have like card draw spells, if this is in like green-blue. I'm not so sure. Let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe you know better than I do. That's definitely possible. We have our legend rare is Atris, Oracle of Half-Truths. So for those of you who are unaware, there are a set of legend cards. If you notice, the set symbol is different on this card here on the left than from the main set here on the right, because this is like the special sheet like they have done in the past, and this is legendary creatures. So this one is a rare. They could be mythic, they could be uncommon, whatever the case may be. But here we have Atris, Oracle of Half-Truths, also an interesting card. We will leave that on the side. And then we have a Swiftwater Cliffs. So nice that the land slot could be either a basic or one of these gain lands that are dual colored. So it does help splash a fair bit, which is nice. And a one of the stand-in cards for a double-faced card, which, I mean, the background on that is awesome. I love that very much. So that's pack 1. Of course, I'm just, like I said, I'm just knocking over my background here, but it's fine. That's pack 1, and already we have 2 rares and a mythic out of 1 pack / our promo. We have Assimilate Essence. If you watched our stream, somebody played 3 of these in 3 turns against us, and it was very frustrating. We had a Wildwood Escort, an Unseal the Necropolis. I believe that was in draft, by the way, that they played those counterspells against us. Karsus Depth Guard, Disturbing Conversion, Converter Beast. This one's interesting. I mean, it's an 0/1 for 4, but you incubate 5, so you need 2 more mana to make it a 5/5 creature. We have Inspired Charge and Kithkin Billy Rider. This one I like a lot, especially in the backup deck and or the +1/+1 counter green-white deck. This thing can get very out of hand very quickly, and even though it's a 1/3, as soon as you put 1 or 2 counters on it, it becomes like a must-kill and a must-answer. Our first uncommon is Kami of Whispered Hopes. So speaking of the +1/+1 counter deck, right? There it is. We have a Stormclaw Rager, an Ogre Warrior, as our second uncommon. Interesting. So obviously this is for the red-black sack deck. And we have a Captive Weird as a defender and our third uncommon, which interesting because we saw that after the uncommons was where the flip card was. So I'm actually going to flip this into Completed Conjurer. Okay, so that is when it flips into its Phyrexian version. And then behind it, we have our rare or mythic, I believe. No, it's still an uncommon. It is the uncommon, I guess, flip card in Invasion of Kamigawa. So if you are able to get this thing flipped, you end up with a Rooftop Saboteurs. Very interesting. Not a bad card. I mean, flyers are important, especially in limited, but in general as well. Evasion is a thing. And so this is definitely an interesting one. And then our rare now is Zephyr Singer. Speaking of flyers and making another flyer, this is very, very good. Or more flyers, I should say, if you convoke it. Very, very good card. Then we have our legend, I guess, in Valduk, Keeper of the Flames. So, as you saw with Atris, in fact, we can talk about this for a second. Atris is in the art of the showcase cards from Theros, since Atris is from Theros, and Valduk is in the showcase art of cards from Dominaria, since he is from Dominaria. So wherever these legends are from, if they're in their alt art versions, which these two are, they're going to be in the showcase style of the plane that they are from. That's kind of the whole shtick for this particular set, which I don't hate. There are certain arts that are better than others, but these are quite impressive, in my opinion. You're obviously more than welcome to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below with literally anything that I say today. Behind Valduk, we have a full art swamp. So it is a basic, but it's full art. There can be non-full arts here as well. And an incubator that, when it flips, becomes a Phyrexian token. Very cool. Okay, and so, next. So these are all Chandra packs for the draft boosters. If you watched the video that I did here at Champion on Wednesday, you can check that out on the channel. We opened packs with other arts on the front, but all the draft boosters are going to be the same arts on the front. So we have another Ifara's Dispersal. They like starting these packs with blue cards. A Serpent Blade Assailant. Okay, they just like starting these packs with those two cards, I guess. 3 cards. Shatter the... So, oh, no, okay. These were reversed, if I remember correctly, in the first pack. It was Final Flourish first and then Shatter the Source. But anyway, it's the same 4 cards. Then we have Kithkin Billy Rider again. Oculus Whelp. I mean, so this is a Phyrexian dragon. Very interesting. Obviously, it's got the eyes like Jin Gitaxias ends up putting on things, so to speak, with his experiments. So this is an interesting card. We have a Kite Sail for an equipment that gives flying. Corruption of Tawashi is our first uncommon. It really feels like we got to these uncommons very quickly, huh? Hopefully there is a foil in this pack. We'll see. A Furnace Reigns for the kind of threaten or steal your opponent's stuff type card for the set. And a Blight Reaper Thalid, which, God, Amy loves this guy. We talked about this on the stream a lot. Amy loves this little fungus. And he flips into... Actually, we learned his name is Mudcreep. Anyway, so Mudcreep becomes a Blight Sower Thalid, a Phyrexian fungus, because he decided to eat... too much of the Phyrexian oil because, you know, what does he know? So then our flip card is an invasion of Muraganda. Very cool. I think I saw a number of people using this. I mean, you know, it's a fight spell on the front side. It is 5 mana, but if you can deal it 6 damage at any point, it flips into a Primordial Plasm, which then gives one of your creatures +2/+2 and loses all abilities until end of turn. I guess potentially you could put this, like, use that ability on something that like on your opponent's side if you're not going to attack, that you want to lose its abilities, but like, I don't know, there are a lot of different play styles for this card. It wants you to be aggro, but you could go ahead and just, you know, use it kind of defensively as well. But anyway, behind that, our rare or mythic is a Bloated Processor. Like, you know, this is actually a pretty good card, especially for the Sacrifice deck, right? And or the Phyrexian deck. It's a cheap card to play, and it has a free Sacrifice effect, which is obviously very sought after in Sacrifice decks, especially in Limited, but also in Constructed. So this is kind of interesting. And then behind it, our legend is... Jury, Master of the Review. So again, in the showcase art for, I believe, Ravnica, right? We were talking about that. This is definitely a one of the Rakdos from Ravnica who is performing, right, the review. And it's very, I mean, I love the art. Like, the showcase art's really, really cool. And it is an uncommon legend. So, behind Jury, we do have a foil. We have a foil common in Bladed Battle Fan, which actually looks really sick in foil. I like that a lot. Look at that. Okay. And that, like I said, that's a foil common. I mean, the card is fine, right? Again, you can let me know your thoughts in the comments, but... And then behind it, a Bloodfell Caves. That's cool. We've gotten a couple of Rakdos or black and or red cards recently that are pretty good. We got the Bloated Processor. We could, you know, do some things with some Bloodfell Caves. Quite helpful. And then behind it, a Thopter token that looks really cool. I like that. So we're halfway through. We've got Chandra next. Again, obviously, because like I said, they are all Chandra. But we start with a non-blue card. That's something. It's a War Historian. A Flitting Gorilla, or not a Flitting Gorilla, but Flitting Gorilla. A Volcanic Spite. That's a good one. A Protocol Knight. I also don't mind this card. Obviously, if it's in the Knight deck, it gets better. So we do have that Knight Errant of Eos. We have this Zephyr Singer as well if we wanted to go white-blue. I know we have like Atris and Bloated Processor to kind of influence us toward black as well. But we also have a Mythic Battle in double green. So this is kind of tough so far. I won't lie to you. We have an Atraxas Fall sideboard card, especially if you're playing at pre-release. You're going to actually have a sideboard because you're doing best of 3. On Arena, we didn't have... that luxury because we were doing best of 1, but you know, it happens. We have a Portent Tracker. We have a Trailblazing Historian if you want to be giving haste to your big things that you play that don't already have haste, because there sure is a lot of that in this set. And a Sigiled Sentinel. So, I mean, more knights. This one with backup and vigilance, so it can give vigilance and another counter. Behind it, we have a Copper Host Crusher. I did not find a way to be able to get to this, even in Sealed yesterday. It is 8 mana, but it becomes an 8/8, or it is an 8/8 trample hexproof. Which is kind of fun. But yeah, we were not really able to get there. You kind of want to make sure that your deck is fast enough, and it kind of wasn't with that. So it didn't really work out that way. But this card is interesting to me at the very least. Speaking of high drop big things, we have a Phyrexian Gargantua, 6 mana 4/4, and you draw 2 and lose 2. Not bad at all, but that's definitely a top end, right, of your curve. And then we have an Order of the Mirror. So obviously this card flips into a Phyrexian, as any of these like creatures that flip do. But this common flips from Order of the Mirror into Order of the Alabaster Host. Which is a Phyrexian Knight. So again, goes pretty well in the Knights deck. Behind it, our other flip card, or our actual flip card, is an Invasion. An Invasion of Eldraine. Sorry, I could actually like show it to you instead of just leaving it vertically like that. So here's Invasion of Eldraine. I love that art. That is so cool. Like seeing the black land from Eldraine in the background. Really, really cool. The city. And then that flips into a Prickle Fairies. Interesting card for sure. We had an opponent who basically had these and was playing some hand attack, and it worked pretty well. We were kind of annoyed by it. So, you know, that's interesting, but it depends on how you want to go about it. If you want, I guess in draft or here in Sealed, if you want those hand attack cards or the duress style effects, if you have them and you have this, you can kind of go for it and probably get there pretty easily. And so our rare or mythic is... That's a cool one. In Nahiri's Warcrafting. I like this one. I mean, it's double red, so far with what we've opened out of this kit, it's not perfect, but I mean, it does 5 damage. The look at the top X cards where X is the excess damage dealt is kind of gravy on top, because this is just 3 mana, deal 5 damage to a creature, a planeswalker, or a battle. So you could flip most battles, not all, but most of them with this card alone for 3 mana, which is pretty nice. Behind it, we have our legend, which is alt art Ayara, First of Loch Thwain. Now, notably, I mean, right, we got Invasion of Eldraine. We talked about some of the black cards that we've opened. She is triple black. So, and that's it. There's no other generic costs associated with her. She's just triple black. If we could get her and Timoret and a couple of other things and try to go mono black, that would be insane. If we're trying to go 2 colors, even black blue, if we go black with a splash, maybe this could work. This one's a little tougher for sure. Especially again, we have the green mythic that's double green. We opened that red card just now that's double red. So really, really tough. I guess we'll see where the rest of the packs take us. Behind Ayara, we have a forest. So again, now we've seen all 3 kinds of lands that you can get, right? You can get the gain lands, a full art land, or a regular basic. They're still cool looking, obviously. And we have an Incubator Phyrexian again. Different Phyrexian on the other side, though, than the first one that we got. That's cool. 2 more packs to go in kit 1 of 4. Let's see what this one has in store for us. Amy would be so happy. We got an Overgrown Pest. By the way, Amy, if you are unfamiliar, is my wife and my co-host on many things on this channel, so you should check out our other stuff, and you will get to see Amy. She loves pests in general, and you saw the fungus earlier and stuff like that, so she thinks this thing is very adorable. We have a Traumatic Revelation. Nissa is Amy's favorite planeswalker, so she does not love this as much. But, yeah. So here's another Story Spotlight card in Traumatic Revelation. Hanger Scrounger. I don't love this card as much, I won't lie. Eyes of Gitaxias. Kind of same thing about this one. Vengeant Earth. I'll repeat myself over and over again, I suppose. Furtive Analyst. A Sigiled Sentinel, that one's probably okay, again, if we're going knights or trying to. Enduring Bond Warden, while not a knight, still a pretty good card. I mean, it's got backup, and if we're doing anything with counters, where if we're in white, we probably are, to some degree, this being able to let something else distribute its counters, and or this, is pretty interesting, so... And for a 1-drop, it's not terrible as an 0-1. It's just that, obviously, if you play this on turn 1, it's just a 1-2 that you're basically going to be chumping with to put a +1/+1 counter on something else at some point, but still. We have another Corruption of Tawashi. We have another Furnace Rains, and we have a Tiller of Flesh. I don't love this one either. A lot of the decks that, like, ask you to do this type of effect, like, target one or more permanents a lot, it kind of just makes you, like, pick bad cards. Or like a bunch of combat tricks or something like that, and like auras and things like that. And obviously, like, there are white auras that shut down your creatures, arrest them, threaten effects, or not threaten effects, O-ring effects and things like that. So that's not terrible, but I don't know. This one doesn't really jump out to me as like something that's incredible. Then we have our flip card, which is a Seraph of New Capenna. This one's interesting. I mean, it's a 2/2 flyer for 3, which is fine. And then for 4 and a Phyrexian black, you can transform it into a Seraph of New Phyrexia, which, shoutouts to Erica. I know she loves watching these videos, firstly, and secondly, she is on our streams often, and she helped us to understand that this card is a callback to Fallen Angel. So... really, really awesome that this thing kind of becomes a Phyrexian Fallen Angel, which is really cool. And so, our rare or mythic is... an Invasion. A rare Invasion. An Invasion of Ixalan. This one's the weird one, right? Where, like, it flips into something big and scary. Oh, no, that's probably a Coria or whatever, but it flips into... Belligerent Regisar. Yeah, this is not the one I was thinking it was. Which made sense. I was like, it has 4 defense. I was thinking of the 8/8. That's a Coria, though, I think. But yeah, this isn't bad, right? You play it early. Hopefully you can kill it early, especially if you're aggressive, and then you just have a 4/3 trample that's pretty good. And then, you know, you can keep back an instant or something, give it indestructible until end of turn when you attack, and they can't really kill it. So, really, really nice. As you may have seen, our legend is... a Tetsuko Umizawa Fugitive. So if you watched my opening on Wednesday, where I opened like a case of set boosters and a case of collector boosters, you will know that I opened a fair number of this card, but these are mine now. So this is my first of this one. So interesting. Tetsuko Umizawa. And then behind Tetsuko, we have a Jungle Hollow. Not bad, especially with some of the things that we've seen. This might be a viable land for us. And it's our 3rd gain land, which is quite nice, because you don't, obviously, as you saw, you're not guaranteed to get any gain lands in a pre-release kit. So the fact that we have 3 is pretty nice. And another stand-in card for a double-face card with the same background, too. Not bad. All right, 1 more pack to go in kit 1. Let's see what we get in this one. I like this guy. The Etched Host Doombringer from Kaldheim. We have Ral's Reinforcements, obviously from Ravnica, although Ral is a Planeswalker, so it arguably could be from anywhere, but it's probably from Ravnica. We have Assimilate Essence again. We have a Wildwood Escort again This thing looks cool. Like, the fox thing here is obviously the most prevalent thing we're looking at, but it is the elf warrior that we care about for the card itself. Another Kite Sail, another Enduring Bond Warden, an Aki Scrap Chomper. So, I mean, I don't think it's for this particular deck, but in the sack deck, is this thing good? I guess. 1 mana, 1/1, and then you can later tap 2, tap it, sack an artifact or a land and draw a card. Interesting choices. Obviously, the Incubate tokens are artifacts, so you could do it with those. We have a Sand Stalker Moloch as our first uncommon. So this is an example of one of the kind of particular color hate cards that are mainly more sideboard. I mean, this is a 3 mana flash 4/2 at its worst. So if that's something that you want, go for it. But this cares a lot about blue and or black. So if your opponent is playing that, you can sideboard this in games 2 and or 3. And this would be quite good against them, but otherwise, I'm not really impressed by it just from the jump. And we have a Zalfirin Lancer. So talking about knights, this is kind of the first, like, I mean, we've seen some incidental knights, right? But this is like kind of the first one that like talks about other knights. I guess we had one other, but this is the one that like jumps out to me. It's kind of been a bit, which is unfortunate, since we've seen cards that care about knights. So we've seen good blue cards and good white cards. But yeah, this one is pretty interesting for the knight deck. Okay, behind that, we have Pyretic Prankster as our flip card, which is a common flip, which flips into a Glistening Goremonger. Also, was this a common flip? So we only have 2 uncommons in this pack? Right, we had the Moloch and the Lancer were our 2 uncommons, but this is a common. Also, I mean, the art is great. I like this little guy a lot. But this is a common. So then our uncommon, yeah, okay. So then the battle is the flip, or the uncommon flip, the third one. Interesting. That's weird how that works. Okay. But anyway, we have Invasion of Vryn as our battle card, which, I mean, that looks awesome. Like, it looks like this place is destroyed, and like we don't even really know Vryn that well, because we've really only been there in 1/5 of Magic Origins, if you want to even call it that. And it flips into an Overloaded Mage Ring. Again, we don't know too much about Mage Rings. We know a bit, but this is interesting. Gav Bellerin, Mage Ring Engineer. Okay, so is this a relative of Jace's, I assume, since, again, Vryn is Jace's home plane, and again, we have not been there, but we're getting a little bit more lore from the place, so that's cool. And then our rare or mythic is... yeah, this card's great. A Rampaging Raptor. This makes our choices so difficult, though, right? Like, we have so many cards in so many different colors and combinations of colors. Like, our Nahiri's Warcrafting is very good. This card, very, very good. And then we have, like, 2 battles in green. Maybe we're supposed to try to go Gruul. Like, I was talking about Knights, but Knights is not really being heavily supported. Our black seems interesting with a Yara and Bloated Processor and Atris. And this is our last pack, too. I mean, there's a couple more cards back here, right? We know we have the Legend, and I think we have a foil as well. But this card is great, and I don't know how I don't play this. So, behind the Rampaging Raptor, we have a Furia, Judge of Valor. So, interesting. Obviously, our only white rare, at least, or mythic, is the Knight Errant, the promo that we opened. This being an uncommon, it's not a bad card, but it's double black as well, which is a little tough. With that Rampaging Raptor, I really feel like Gruul might be the color combo, right? Nahiri's Warcrafting, Rampaging Raptor, and 2 battles in rare or mythic, as well as any of the, like, you know, burn spells and things that we've seen in the regular cards themselves. Let's see if our foil does anything for us. Our foil is a foil rare in Dusk Legion Duelist. Now, this wants to be, obviously, in the +1/+1 counter and or backup deck. And we haven't really seen a ton of cards for that, unfortunately. Like, I'm super happy to have one of these, but if I open this at pre-release, this would be the example of, like, wow, I'm super glad I have this, but I will not play it because it's just not really supported, at least not heavily supported in this kit. Like I said, I would look at my commons and uncommons pretty heavily for Gruul stuff, because Rampaging Raptor is very good, and Nahiri's Warcrafting very good, and the 2 battles. But I want to hear from you. Also, we have a Full Art Swamp that is gorgeous. and a Knight token, which is also gorgeous. Very, very cool. So yeah, I mean, I want to hear from you. Let me know, like, hey, kit 1, I would play whatever. I'm going to be asking you that for all of them, so you might want to wait until the end, but that's your call. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You make your own decisions. But anyway, as I said, we're opening 4 of these, so this is kit 2 of 4. Again, you've seen everything that's in here, so I don't need to spend time on that. We'll just get this stuff out of the way so that we can get right into this opening. Maybe I try to make this be a little bit more organized here, huh? Oh no! Or I could drop it. That's cool too. All right. Well, anyway, if you watched the video that I did the other day, that's just kind of my MO. Like, I'm just going to be dropping stuff. There's not really much I can do about that, huh? But March of the Machine is here, and so we will open this. Ah, okay. So the last die that we got was what I surmised was the black die, and now we have the green one. So I was right. So that's a good thing to know. So we have black-green so far out of the 5 presumably that could be opened. We have the packs, obviously. We have the things that you've seen already, the insert, etc. We have the code for MTG Arena. In fact, I didn't open the code last time, did I? Silly me. Sorry, everybody. I guess we'll do that now. I promised I would do it, and then I forgot. Because I have to actually, like, open this thing to do it. And I was just like, I don't need to open it. It's the promo, right? Silly me. So, hey, everybody, as a reminder, first of all, this is another way for us to thank you so very much for watching our stuff. We really hope everybody enjoys these. Now, of course, like I said, we ask you questions for the comments, not because, you know, engagement, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. It's because, like, we actually want to hear from you. If you're watching our stuff for entertainment, we hope that you're enjoying it. And so we would love to hear from you in the comments down below, constructive criticism, etc. And just a friendly reminder that this is 1 per account on MTG Arena. That's not our choice, that's Wizard's choice. And or MTG Arena's choice, whatever you prefer to call it. So don't get upset with us. I'm just letting you know the rules. I didn't make them. So if you are planning on getting your own pre-release kits, don't use this, because then you won't be able to use your own code. And we're trying to give these away to folks who can't or aren't interested in getting out to a pre-release near them, or aren't interested in picking up kits. But still, this is our way of saying thank you to you for watching our stuff. And again, shoutouts to Champion for having us here. The top link in the description down below will take you to Champion's website. If you are anywhere near the Poughkeepsie, New York area at any time for any reason, you should come check out Champion, because this place is awesome. They have a lot of wargaming as well, tabletop gaming, board games, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, sports cards, paintball, whatever you might need, this place has it. So definitely go check out that website and check out Champion Card Collector. Thank you so much to them for having us. Oh, we also have, I guess I have to open them. We got Catilda and Lear. I know I was talking to Dennis, one of the store employees, about this earlier. So it's a good thing I opened this. Does this change what we would do in the kit at all? I mean, I don't really think so, but that's awesome. That's a really interesting card. Okay, well, we got Catilda and Lear. So yeah, open your packs, folks. Apparently, that's what we've learned here today. Very interesting. All right. So anyway, we have this code for MTG Arena. God damn it. That I'll be giving away at some point in the video, because I'll actually remember this time. And so let's, in fact, open this and see what is inside. Inside we have the code, obviously, and we will put that somewhere in this stack so we can open it at some point. We also have our promo foil rare is Invasion of Fiora. That is a pretty cool looking foil, actually. The background looks amazing. And it flips into a Marchesa, Resolute Monarch. So I mentioned this, I think on Arena or on the other opening that I did the other day, but Fiora is the setting of the conspiracy sets. And so Marchesa, if you are unfamiliar, is Queen Marchesa from those sets. And so her ability at the bottom here harkens back to making you the monarch. Since she is the Resolute Monarch. This is a very interesting one. It's 6 mana, so it's a little expensive. This card is gorgeous, by the way. But I would definitely, like, if we're in black, I would definitely play this. This seems really cool. And then the other card that we have is a Slimefoot and Squee. So these are the from the commander sets, I think, or our like different promos that you can get. So now we have 2 of the like 3 exclusive promos that you can get out of these pre-release kits. So we have Catilda and Lear and Slimefoot and Squee. Actually, this one is going right to Amy because Amy loves Slimefoot and Amy loves Squee, and so this is all hers. My wife gets a gift from me when I get back from the pre-release. So congrats, Amy! You got a fungus goblin. I know it's what she's always wanted. Now, obviously, for those who are... Actually, it's not obvious. For those who are unaware, I will say, anything that you open in a pre-release kit, you can play in pre-release. So that does include these tri-colored Mythic promos. So, you know, we can consider that when we are trying to decide what we would make out of this kit. We have an Atraxas Fall, an Etched Host Doombringer, a Volcanic Spite, again, good card, Assimilate Essence, Wildwood Escort, a lot of duplicates. Here's a non-duplicate, not a very exciting one. An Urn of Godfire. I do not like this card. I saw a number of people, surprisingly, playing this at during the early access event. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, and I would love to hear from you in the comments if you think I am, but I don't know. I just don't think this card is that exciting, personally. We have an Alabaster Host Sanctifier. I like that one. An Infected Defector. I don't like that one as much. We have a Tangled Skyline as our first uncommon. Again, I feel like we got to that one pretty quickly, but okay. We have a Ramosian Greatsword. Interesting. I didn't see this played too much yesterday. I wasn't really enticed to play it myself yesterday either. And a Seal from Existence. This I was very enticed to play yesterday. This card's real good, and I had it played against me multiple times. So our flip card then is Aetherblade Agent. I actually really like this card quite a bit, especially when it flips. Like, on its first side, it's a 1/1 Death Touch for 2, which is a great card in and of itself, but once it flips, it becomes a Gitaxian Mind Stinger, and then it's a 3/3 Death Touch that if it hits them, you draw a card, or if it hits a battle, you draw a card. But basically, they either block and either trade with it or lose a creature or something, or you get to hit them and draw a card. It's really cool. Like, what an interesting decision to make your opponent make when you attack with this thing. So yeah, I like this a lot. Behind it, we have a rare invasion flip in Invasion of Tolvada, or battle flip, I suppose. In Invasion of Tolvada. Very cool. 5 defense on this one. Flips into the Broken Sky. I had this card yesterday, and it got us out of a very, very tough spot. So this card is fantastic. I would definitely play this, especially with the Invasion of Fiora as well. We got to find ways to get to attacking those battles. I mean, maybe this guy is one of those ways. And Seal from Existence. So our white-black seems pretty good right now, I won't lie to you. Behind it, we have our legend, which is Shram, Senior Edificer. Now, this is in white, but I wouldn't automatically say this gets in no question. It's a 2-mana 2/2, which is not the worst thing in the world in limited, but, you know, it probably has to have some other abilities to make the cut. And it says whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. I would have to have a good number of aura, equipment, or vehicle spells to feel comfortable with this being in my deck, but it's gorgeous art, right? I'm not going to take that away from it in a second. And obviously from Kaladesh, because you can see the like filigree border here. So like I said, the showcase treatment for Kaladesh on Shram. Behind Shram, we have a Dismal Backwater, so interesting for fixing purposes. And we have an Incubator Phyrexian. And this is the first Phyrexian that we saw earlier. I mean, not a bad pack 1, or 2, I should say, excuse me. No, I guess it is pack 1. I'm looking at, I have 4 rares over here right now, and/or mythics, but that's because we opened our promo pack, which had 2, and then one kit that had, or one pack that had 2 as well. So, very interesting. We have an Etched Familiar. This is a good one. I like this card. Coming in hot. I love the name on that one for sure. That's very funny. We have an Expedition Lookout. This card's whatever. Timberland Ancient. So, all these big cards with land cycling, very, very good. All of them. Infected Defector. Again, that was fine. Urn of Godfire, I don't love. Alabaster Host Sanctifier again. Halo Forager. This one seemed strong whenever we had it played against us, I won't lie. Blue-black Fairy Rogue 3/1 flyer. Not bad at all. And that is our first uncommon. We have Elspeth's Smite. Yeah, we're getting really good black-white here. But this is a very good card. And another Captive Weird, which, as we saw, becomes a completed Conjurer. Behind it, our flip card is the Invasion of Mercadia. Haven't seen this one yet. This one's cool, and it flips into a Chiron Flamewright Goblin Spell Shaper. Interesting. Okay. And then our rare or mythic is Errant and Giada. If this card is good enough, we could try to splash blue for it. I mean, we literally have the Dismal Backwater right here. If we're definitively going white-black. But this is a 2/3 flash flyer for 3. Look at the top card of your library anytime, and you can cast spells with flash or flying from the top of your library. Okay, I mean, it's still a 2/3 flash flyer for 3. If that's something that you really want, we could splash for it. I don't think it's, like, a strong candidate for splashing, but it's a possibility. Behind Errant and Giada, our legend is... Wow, gorgeous. And a mythic, Niv Mizzet Reborn. It is 5 colors. I will shout out Ant from Guildhouse Games, who was in our chat at the 12-hour stream yesterday for the early access event, sponsored by Wizards, thank you, who kept heckling me about playing 5-color dragons because we had, like, somewhat of a viable option to do so. So shout outs to Ant, he's great. And I'm happy to have this. This is really cool looking. I do not think this kit yet supports 5-color anything, but it's cool to have this. And then behind it, we have a foil. It's a foil uncommon in Astral Wingspan. This card is interesting. We wanted to use this card a couple of times during the stream, but didn't get a chance to. But that foiling is gorgeous. Obviously, especially those wings. Incredible, the wings in foil. My God. This might be another card that goes to my wife. Amy really liked this card, and because the foiling looks so good, I gotta make sure that she gets this. We have a full art Swamp. Very nice. And another stand-in card for the double face cards. Next, we have another Etched Host Doombringer. Volcanic Spite, again, great card. Not really for what we're trying to do here, but still good. The Assimilate Essence, Wildwood Escort, Traumatic Revelation, Vanquish the Weak. How is this our first Vanquish the Weak? I would play one of these, maybe 2. Core Halberd, I would also play maybe one of these. Maybe 0, but maybe 1. A Thrashing Frontliner, not a bad card. Again, 2 mana in red, like not for this kit, but not a bad card in general. It's a bear with upside. It's got trample, and if it's hacking a battle, it gets bigger. Pretty good. We have a Surge of Salvation. This card I don't like. Somebody played it against us, and it worked out really well. This art I love. That I would hope doesn't need to be said, but this card is the art for this is insane. I love this so much. And that's our first uncommon. We have Joyful Storm Sculptor from Strixhaven, or from the Prismari on Strixhaven even. This is a really cool card. I love this art so much. And then we have our flip card. Common flip is Tarkir Dune Shaper, which means we know that we have an uncommon battle. But it flips into a Burnished Dune Stomper, as we saw before. And then our battle is an Invasion of Lorwyn. That's our first one of these. It's green-black, 5 defense, and it flips into a Winnowing Forces. Very, very nice. Equal to the number of lands we control. So this thing could be quite big. And so our rare or mythic is... Oh, God, that's gorgeous. And it's right behind the Invasion of Lorwyn in the same colors, too. Glissa, Herald of Predation, Borderless Alt Art Rare. Gorgeous card. So cool looking. I love that. This card is really good, by the way, like just very, very good. If you put it in a deck with other Phyrexians, it's even better, but you don't have to. She just makes them herself. Really, really great. A 3/5 for 5 that has all those different abilities, and obviously the alt art borderless. Really, really cool. I'm super happy to have that. Now, she's a legendary creature, but our legend is a Rona, Shieldred's Faithful, again in the stained glass art, because she has been seen a lot on Dominaria. That is where she works out of, I guess you could say. She punches the clock in Dominaria. But anyway, Rona is a very interesting card, and again, a reprint. Not really what we're looking at for this kit. Glissa and Invasion of Lorwyn kind of threw me for a bit of a loop, I won't lie, but really, really cool. Behind Rona, we have a Bloodfell Caves Okay, so this is only our second Gainland, notably. The Dismal Backwater, and now the Bloodfell Caves. And if we're looking to play black, unfortunately we don't have something that would help us like splash Glissa, for example, because we really only need one green for her, so that would be really cool. But behind Bloodfell Caves, we have a treasure token. And I mean, come on, this treasure token is gorgeous. So cool looking. I love that. All right, we are halfway through this kit. And we've already opened really good stuff so far. Really, really good. So, Traumatic Revelation again. Hanger Scrounger again. Disturbing Conversion again. I mean, this is quite disturbing, I won't lie. I didn't talk about this the first time we saw it because I kind of wanted to ignore it, but I mean, really, really disturbing. We have another Overgrown Pest. What's up, buddy? We have an Unseal the Necropolis. I don't fully know how this art is showing that you're unsealing the Necropolis, but sure. It's a cool one. And like the art is cool and the card is fine. Like if you need this card, you'll play it. If you don't need it, you won't play it. That's just kind of how I feel. And I know that may be just a stupid thing to say, but I hope you know what I mean when I say that. Another Vanquish the Week. So like I said, I might play two. I would definitely play one. Core Halberd, kind of the same. I literally said that before. Another Thrashing Frontliner. Another Copper Host Crusher. That is our first uncommon. We have an Elvish Vat Keeper. Wow. So much like Witherbloom / Golgari in this kit. Interesting. I really thought that it was pulling us in the direction of black-white. And it still might. I mean, maybe you have the benefit of looking back and saying, yeah, Joe, you do need to go that way. Like, Gliss is good, and the Invasion is good, and the Elvish Vat Keeper is good, but white is better than green. So, right now, that's my question. And then behind this, we have our uncommon flip card. I like this card a lot. In Harried Artisan, that when it flips into a Phyrexian Sky Flare. It's a 3/4 flying haste. Card's great. Really, really good. Behind it, we have our battle? Our battle card, which is the Invasion of Amonkhet, an uncommon battle, by the way. Really, really cool. I was talking about this on the stream. I love the background of this card. You can see that Hazaret, the only remaining true god of the plane, is fighting with the corrupted gods of the plane, the like insect gods that Nicol Bolas corrupted, and that I guess they have banded together against the Phyrexians. Like, that is awesome. Obviously, the card Jeru and Hazaret is a thing, but Jeru obviously just a plane-bound human, but still. But that flips into a Lazotep Convert. Very cool. Okay, yeah, I don't know how like specifically I feel about the battle itself, like playability-wise. I was just talking about the art because it's really cool. But anyway, behind it, we have our Rare Mythic, which is... Wow, this kit's really heavy black. Hoarding Broodlord. 8 mana, 7/6 flying Convoke Dragon. With other abilities as well, by the way. But yeah, that's really, really cool. Interesting. I mean, we're definitely in black. Like, that's not even a question for me. I just don't know what our second color is or if we're splashing or anything. But behind it, we have our legend, right, is Tetsuko again. Again, I like this art. The stained glass art in general is just really cool. Looks really, really awesome. So I like that quite a bit. And then behind that, our land is Justice Swamp, regular, not even full art, but this art is gorgeous. So, so cool. And from Amonkhet, I believe. Could be wrong, but I think. And an ad card. It's our first one of the day. I'm not going to complain too much about it. Hey, guess what? It's that time again. Shoutouts, thank you to Champion once again. And thank you to all of you. Hopefully you're doing well. Personally, professionally, whatever the case may be, health-wise, etc. You are more than welcome to come join us on stream every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on this channel. Please don't forget while you are here to subscribe and ring that bell. You will get notifications whenever any of our videos come out and or whenever we go live, like I said, every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, today we did not go live, which is a Friday, but that's because we were doing this. So for pre-release, we don't stream on Fridays, but otherwise every other Friday besides that. So we have a Nezumi Informant. I would absolutely play this card. Not bad at all. We have a Red Cap Heel Slasher. This card's fun. We have a Preening Champion. I love this card. I think this card is very, very good. It's from Kylem, right? Yes, it literally says on Kylan. Good. I mean, it's a Wind Drake, right? 3 mana, 2/2 flyer, but it comes with a 1/1, and that 1/1 is super annoying. There are a lot of like 3/1s and 4/1s in the set that like just a 1/1 token sitting there, or like 2/1 Death Touchers and things like that, that like that 1/1 token you just throw in front of any of those and you don't care, and you've actually like taken away a real card from your opponent, and this thing still sits around hitting them in the air over and over again. Like, this card is a lot stronger than I think I thought when I first looked at it. Really, really great. We have a Crystal Carapace. I don't know how I feel about this card. I would love to hear from you in the comments below on this one, because like, it feels like it would be super powerful, but it's still got the issue of the aura where like it gets ward to the creature, but like if the creature gets killed as you're casting this on it or bounced or something like that, like it just feels bad. Because this is 4 mana. It's just that +3/+3 and ward 2 is very good. Behind it we have Afara's Dispersal, Converter Beast again, Inspired Charge again, Saiba Cryptomancer. I don't know if I remember seeing this card. It's got backup 1 and it gives hexproof, and it's got flash. So I mean, it's a 2 mana, like, give your creature +1/+1 and hexproof until end of turn, right? Like, the +1/+1 stays around, but that's really good. I mean, it leaves behind an 0/1 body for whatever you choose to do about that, but this is a really cool way to save your creature and still have a creature around as well in addition. So that's very interesting to me. Behind that, we have another Joyful Storm Sculptor, our first uncommon, another Astral Wingspan, this one non-foil, and a Collective Nightmare. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn for 3 mana, and or you can convoke this, and we already have some pretty sick black, so this card is really, really good. Our flip card is an Invasion of Urgamon. So this is not the kit where we were thinking of going Gruul. So this one does not get into this particular opening, or for this particular kit that we're making, but very interesting. And it flips into a Truga Cliff Charger. I mean, that art looks amazing, right? A 3/4 trample rhino. Look at that thing. It's got like a nice head of hair too. I love it. And so then our rare or mythic is a Pelucranos Reborn. So a flip rare as well. Triple green is tough. I mean, not in this kit. We're not playing it regardless. But this card is great. We had somebody in the early access event play it against us on turn 3, and they were not mono green, and it was very upsetting, because then the turn after they played this, they just played their second color and started playing those cards as well. Very frustrating. A 3 mana 4/5 on turn 3 with reach, really rough to fight against. Very, very good card. And unfortunately, sorry buddy, he flips into Pelucranos Engine of Ruin because he has been turned into a Phyrexian Hydra. Really, really sucks for you, Pelucranos. Cool card, obviously. It's a reach lifelink and then does the Wormcoil Engine thing where it like splits into 2. Really, really awesome. And if you did, you may have seen it a little bit back there. It kind of peeked through because it is very gorgeous. Our legend is a borderless alt art Gigantha the Wellspring. This card is, I mean, this art is insane. Like, they really went all in on these companion arts. Very, very cool. Good for them, because this is awesome. So this Gigantha is amazing. Love that. And then behind it, we have a Jungle Hollow. I mean, we are probably not splashing green, but we do have now a third dual land, or gain land, with black as part of its casting, or as part of the mana that can create. So that's really awesome. And then we have a Phyrexian Mirror as our token. One last pack in Kit 2, where we are definitely black. I do not know what our second color is, but we will find out. Hopefully by the end of this, it'll be a little bit more definitive. Oh, wait, why did I say we're not splashing green? We have Glissa. Silly me. I mean, we're not splashing green, but we might be black-green, right? So, Pelucranos actually super helpful. What am I talking about? Wow, I'm sure you guys were yelling at me. You were like, wait a minute, Joe, you were just talking about this. So, yeah, I mean, I'm probably pulled away from black-white and pulled into black-green with Pelucranos, Glissa, and maybe even Gigantha. I don't think we need Gigantha, to be honest. I mean, it's a 5-mana 5/5, but still. We have Karsus Depth Guard, Disturbing Conversion again, Overgrown Pest again, Traumatic Revelation again, Hanger Scrounger again, a Sigiled Sentinel, a Furtive Analyst, a Kithkin Billy Rider, Elspeth Smite again. Good card as our first uncommon. Change the Equation as our second. And another Harried Artisan as a third and a flip card, which flips again into a Phyrexian Sky Flayer. Our battle is an Invasion of Zendikar. So it is green. We could play this in our black-green deck, which is, like I said, at this point, probably what we're playing. And it does flip into an Awakened Skyclave. Very cool card. And it taps for 1 mana of any color. Vigilance Haste, which means our rare or mythic is... Wow, another green rare, huh? Okay. Yeah, it really wants us to be in Golgari / Witherbloom, huh? This is very cool. I mean, it cares about +1/+1 counters. We might have some of that incidentally in green. We'd have to double check. But this is a very cool card. If this doesn't get into the deck because it's too specific about +1/+1 counters, then that's fine. Like, this is still a really good card to have opened, period. And then our legend behind it is... Oh, God, this art is gorgeous. I do not... We talked about this on stream. I don't know about the viability of this card in Limited, but this art is insane. So this is the Borderless Alt Art Brutaclad Telcor Engineer Phyrexian Artificer. I love this art, and this is where that Phyrexian Mirror token that we just opened comes from. This card's great. Again, gorgeous. Really, really cool. I'm glad to have it. And somewhat honestly, I'm glad to have opened it in a kit that I'm not playing, but we have so much stuff that, like, I wouldn't have complained, to be honest. Behind Brutaclad, we have a Scoured Barrens. If we wanted to splash white, we did have some decent white, like maybe the Invasion of Telvada or something like that. This is, again, we have 4 gain lands, and they're all part black. Insane, this kit. Insane. And then behind it, another stand-in card for the double face cards. That's kit 2. That kit was disgusting. Like, really, really disgusting. Really awesome. I don't know. I still feel like there's got to be, like, something bomby in these still, right? Like, I don't know what I'm missing, but interesting. Okay, well, anyway, we are going to go ahead and open this third of 4 kits. We're halfway through. Thank you so much for being here, obviously. And again, thank you to Champion for having us. Like, I keep mentioning them, not because it's like, oh, they're the sponsor, we got to appease them, because they're not that type of company. They are awesome. And you should go check them out because they're great, not because they sponsor us for this event or anything like that. They're just great, and you are going to want to be at the store because it's really cool. Hey, we have a red die this time. I've said before, the community is great here. The owners are great. The employees are great. It's just a great place to be. And that's me saying that. That's not me being asked to say that. So just letting you know that. And again, if you come to a pre-release, I'm going to be here. So you can come hang out with me. Maybe Amy will be here as well. She's not here this time, but she might be here at a pre-release in the future, especially if you come to a stream and let us know that you are coming to a pre-release. We would love to see you. Obviously, you saw the packs just now. We have our promo foil, rare or mythic, as well as the code for Arena, which I will actually remember to give away this time. God. Ooh, we have one of them is a flip card. That's cool. So we will go ahead and do that. So our promo foil, rare, is the Invasion of Segovia, which is gorgeous. Also, Segovia, isn't it like... It just, I mean, I'm a big Marvel fan. Doesn't it make you think of the Avengers? Sokovia is where they were in Age of Ultron. Anyway, that's what I think of every time I hear of this card. They make little tiny krakens. It's really cute. And it flips into a Satis or Cadus Sea Tyrant of Segovia, which again, gorgeous in foil. Really, really cool. I do not think this card is good enough to make it into a deck or something, right? Like, it's just, it's cool and funny. There's probably a constructed use for this, and maybe I'm wrong. Again, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on this one, but this one I would probably not be playing. And then the like specialty promo that we opened is another Catilda and Lear. Very nice. So it seems like, I was unsure, but it seems like there's one per kit of these specialty promos, because these cards are cards that you can only get in pre-releases. We were just talking about it. So yeah, I mean, out of 4 kits, we've got... I mean, obviously we haven't opened the 4th one yet, but out of 3 kits, we have 2 different ones and a duplicate of Catilda and Lear, and they're both mythics. So, but I mean, again, if they're only available here, they're all going to be mythic because they're just rare like that. So anyway, we have Traumatic Revelation again, a Hanger Scrounger, whoops, I mean an Overgrown Pest, but first, a Disturbing Conversion, We have another Unseal the Necropolis. We have a Corrupted Conviction. This is literally our first one of these, despite the fact that it's a common. It's got my boy Ajani on it, but not in his best form, I won't lie to you. We have a Skittering Surveyor, which is actually super helpful if we are trying to splash in any way. This is super good for fixing, so that's quite nice. We have an Arachnoid Adaptation. This art is like super disturbing. Very, very disturbing. I don't love this card. Like, the ability is fine for 1 mana. It's like probably the best version of this card that we've seen, but I'm usually not in love with these. We have a Phyrexian Awakening. I love the art on this card. Like, it's very indicative of, there's that one art where there's like a guy like holding his hands out and there's like a pool in front of him, or like a basin or something, and he's like mirrored and then mirrored and then mirrored and then mirrored. This reminds me of that because it looks exactly like that to me, but it's a Phyrexian Awakening instead. Very, very interesting. We have a Ramosian Greatsword as our second uncommon. I didn't realize that the Awakening was our first. My bad. And then we have another Seal from Existence. This card is so good, and probably the best card that we've opened so far in this kit, not counting Catilda and Lear, but I mean, that's tricolored, so whatever. Then we have, behind it, our flip card is an Invasion of Kylem, uncommon invasion, red-white, which flips into a Valor's Reach Tag Team. Interesting card and a very weird name. I mean, I get it, but it's a weird name. So, yeah, Valor's Reach Tag Team. Behind it, our rare or mythic is Urabrask. Mythic Urabrask. Really, really sick. I would probably play this guy. These Praetors seem really strong. It's kind of tough to flip this one. You have to have cast 3 instants or sorceries in 1 turn, but it's otherwise just a 4-mana 4/4 first strike, which is still pretty damn good. Don't get me wrong. And whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery, it deals 1 damage to an opponent, and you add a red. So, like, even if we couldn't flip it, like, we should try to flip it, but even if we couldn't flip it, I would play this card. It's very good. But it flips into, by the way, the Great Work. Very awesome. 3 damage to target opponent and each creature they control, then make 3 treasure, then until end of turn you may cast an instant or end sorcery spells from any graveyard, including your opponent's. If a spell cast this way would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead, and then you exile the Great Work and bring it back as Urabrask. And the cool thing about that is obviously you get your own spells, you get your opponent's spells, but it also means that if for whatever reason you were afraid that your opponent was going to be able to get their spells back, you can play their spells even if it's like not the most optimal use of them, just to exile them out of their graveyard. Which, I mean, what more sick rubbins could you have? Like, that's pretty fun. And it's a mythic Urabrask. Like, I will lean towards playing red. We also have the Invasion of Kylem, so that's pretty damn good. Behind it, our legend is Shauna, Sisay's Legacy. So she's pretty good. I mean, she's kind of good on her own. She does share 2 of the 3 colors for Catilda and Lear. None of them are red, notably. But, you know, that's a thing. If we were interested in doing that. Behind Shauna, we have, by the way, gorgeous art. Do I have to say that? Gorgeous. Behind that, we have a full art mountain. Amazing mountain art. I love that. And an Incubator Phyrexian token. Very cool. You know what? We're doing it early this time around. Code for MTG Arena. Again, 1 per account, just a reminder. And if you're going to use one from a kit that you pick up, don't use this one. And you can shout it out in the comments below if these, which one of these works for you. Like, hey, this is the one from the 3rd kit, so hey, I got the one from the 3rd kit, something like that. Also, as a reminder, we have 2 other channels, Video Games for All and Gluten Free for All. Links down in the description box below. We have been, unfortunately, posting a little bit less on this channel recently. Obviously, we stream on this one, but we've been dealing with some stuff. But Video Games for All is still updating 3 videos a week, so you should definitely go check that out, and don't forget to sub and ring the bells there also. We have Traumatic Revelation, Hanger Scrounger, Eyes of Gitaxias. Why could I not read that card? Vengeant Earth, Consuming Etherborn. This is one that we haven't seen yet, and one that I like. I mean, backup, really, really good, and it's an interesting card. Phyrexian Archivist, one I don't like. Arachnoid Adaptation, same thing. Cut Short, very interesting. We haven't gotten this one yet. Not quite a story spotlight card, but the flavor text talks about stuff. Yeah, this card is pretty good. Obviously, if they have a bunch of things with Vigilance, which some things just randomly incidentally do, and then that makes this feel bad, because you're not really using the Planeswalker side, you're using the tap creature side of it. If you get unlucky enough to have to use it on a Planeswalker, congrats, I guess. But yeah, we have Cut Short, Tandem Takedown. This card is incredible. That's our first uncommon. We have Rampaging Geoderm. Okay, so maybe we could go Gruul in this kit as well, because we just got that Tandem Takedown. We have Urabrask, and we have this. But Rampaging Geoderm, 3/3 Trample Haste for 4. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If it's attacking a battle, put a +1/+1 counter on it instead. So that's Gruul's thing, by the way, for people who are unaware, is they want you to be playing battles and then attacking battles. You get benefits for attacking battles, for flipping battles, things like that. But yeah, really, really cool. And that's our second uncommon, I believe. Yes, and so our third is our flip card, which is the Captive Weird, which, as we've seen multiple times now, flips into a completed Conjurer, which means our battle is an Invasion of Ulgrotha, which is a very cool card. I mean, it's 5 mana, but when it flips really well. And this deals 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. We liked this card quite a bit when we got to play it. It flips into a Grandmother Ravi Sengir. Very, very nice. I may have seen it as we flipped this card, which is why I tend to try to pick them up so I don't spoil it for all of you, but I spoiled it for myself, and it's quite the nice spoiler. Our rare or mythic is a borderless alt art mythic Kroxa and Kuneros. Wow, that is really cool. I mean, Mardu seems nice, right? We could do Mardu. We already have Urabrask as well, so we have 2 on-color mythics out of this kit so far. That's sick. It is tricolor, so it is a little tough. We will have to look and see how many gain lands we get, and or other forms of fixing. Typically, fixing is in green, which is unfortunate. But still, there are some, like we got Skittering Surveyor, right, in this one, maybe? I don't exactly remember. Again, you have the benefit of going back. I might have muddled them together in my mind. But yeah, Kroxa and Kuneros, really, really nice. And again, with Urabrask, yeah, very, very good. Behind it, our legend is Inga Runeyes with, again, sick art, the showcase style from Kaldheim. Obviously, by the way, Kroxa and Kuneros working together on Theros, and so they have the showcase style from Theros for their showcase art. Even though they are plain-bound, whereas this is from the Legends page, or whatever, if you want to call it that. Inga Runeyes, very interesting. I love the art. Amy was not as big of a fan of the art. She said so on the stream. But yeah, I like the art. I mean, we're not really looking to play blue in this kit right now, so I don't really have much more to say about her, but still. Behind Inga Runeyes, we have a Blossoming Sands, so doesn't really help us with casting things with these 2 colors, but it's here. I mean, green-white, I guess, is in Catilda and Lear's colors, if we wanted to go that route. But, yeah, I would rather go Kroxa and Kuneros and Urabrask, personally. And we have a Night token. We are, again, only 2 packs in, and we have so many... We have 3 mythics, if you count Catilda and Lear, which is crazy. We have a Tenured Oilcaster. We have some at the back of this pack. I can already kind of see it. We have a Marauding Dreadship. Stasis Field, not a bad card. Not amazing, but not a bad card. Placid Rottentail. I like this card a lot. Not just for the pun, not just for the meme, but because it's, like, actually not bad at all, especially for the +1/+1 counter deck, which wants to be in green-white. Like, this card's great. Realm Breaker's Grasp. Here is the Arrest for the set. Really, really good card. And the first one that we've seen, even though it's common. Unfortunate. Alabaster Host Sanctifier. Zalfirin Shapecraft. This art is terrifying. I love that. I don't know that I love the ability on the card, but the art is really cool. Another Surge of Salvation. And that's our first uncommon, again, speaking of sick art, although I don't know that I love the ability. An Astral Wingspan, again. And a Pyretic Prankster is our common flip card, which flips into a Glistening Goremonger, again, as we saw. Which means our battle is an Invasion of Zendikar, again. Interesting. We know that it flips into an Awakened Skyclave. Very cool. Okay, so I think the thing that I saw at the back was our legend, which, I mean, makes sense. Those look really cool. But anyway, our rare or mythic is a Crafted Butcher. Not a bad card. We haven't, I mean, I guess Kroxa and Kuneros would allow us to play black, but, like, we haven't seen a lot of, or at least I haven't felt like a lot of Phyrexian cards have, like, jumped out at me, so to speak. But this card is very cool and very good. And then behind the Crafted Butcher, our legend is Dina, Soul Steeper. I like Dina. I don't know that it works really well for us here, to be honest, but Dina is a good card. Behind Dina, I think we have a foil as well. We do. It is a foil common in Aerial Boost, which is gorgeous in foil. The arts in this set are fantastic. We were talking about that during the stream yesterday, but this art is really, really nice. I like that. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. And then behind it, a Thornwood Falls is our gain land, or in the land slot. I don't know. I don't know that the lands are helping us so far. And then behind it, a sick-looking soldier token. I really like that. All right, halfway through pack-wise, and a lot of decisions to make so far. I won't lie. You know, mythics are nice, and they help us, you know, because they're very good. Like Crooxa and Kuneros, very good card. Urabrask, very good card. They're mythic for a reason. We have Karsus Depth Guard, Eyes of Gitaxias, Seed of Hope. I love this art. I don't love the ability on this card, but the art is gorgeous. Really, really nice. Consuming Aetherborn, Ren's Resolve, another art that we have, or card art, I mean, same thing, that we have not seen yet. I love the art, and the ability is good in the right deck. So, I mean, we would probably play it in this one, but maybe not. It depends. Because, like, if we exiled Crooxa and Kuneros or Urabrask, or Urabrask, we would be very, very upset if we couldn't play them. We have an Infected Defector, Urn of Godfire, Alabaster Host Sanctifier, Artistic Refusal. We had a couple of these played against us. They're fine. Like, they felt pretty good when the opponent used them, but it is 6 mana. We have a Stoke the Flames as our second uncommon. This is very good as well, because it says any target, so that could be battles as well. And a Nezumi Freewheeler. Amy calls this the bike. This is just the bike card. And it flips into, because it's our flip card, a Hideous Flesh Wheeler, which, by the way, I was talking about this. This thing has like octopus tentacles, but instead of suction cups, which is what you expect them to be, they're teeth, and I hate it. And it becomes the bike, or is like weirdly riding the bike, but it's like fused with it. I don't like it. Whatever it is, I just don't like it. No thank you. Anyway, behind it, our battle is an Invasion of Asgol. Very nice. And it flips into, we haven't seen one of these yet, it flips into an Ashen Reaper. This card is fine. I don't love this Ashen Reaper, but I guess if you're in the sacrifice deck, this thing can get very big and very out of hand very quickly, especially as a menace creature. Very, very nice. And so our rare or mythic is a Guardian of Girapur. I like this card, and we can do white as well with Crooxa and Kuneros, or / Mardu. This is pretty good. I mean, it obviously like blinks something with an enter the battlefield effect, or you would want it to blink something with an enter the battlefield effect. It will blink something regardless. But yeah, this is a cool card. I mean, a 3/3 flyer for 3 is very good in and of itself, even if that ability does nothing for you. And then behind it, our legend is a Judith, the Scourge Diva. Another shout out to Amy. By the way, we can play this card, but another shout out to Amy. I know she loves Judith. I don't know if she's seen this art yet, so I will have to surprise her with this one. Again, in the Ravnica art frame, or showcase style, whatever you want to call it. Very, very cool. Behind Judith, we have a Bloodfell Caves, which is in our colors, nicely, and a stand-in card for the double face cards. 2 more packs to go. I think at this point, we can pretty healthily say that we are in Mardu. I would probably try to like whittle down one of the 3 colors so that we could have that be the splash color. From the looks of these cards on the side, it might be white, because with Urabrask, Grafted Butcher, Judith, and Crooxa and Kuneros, the white is not represented there at all, but we would have to check our commons and uncommons as well. You can't just look at your rares and mythics. It's just that that's easy enough for me to have left on the side to check on. So anyway, we start with Ren's Resolve. Meeting of Minds. I love that art. Really, really do. Another Seed of Hope. Ickershade. This card is very, very good. We had this thing as the MVP of one of our decks in one of our games the other day. So this card is great. I really, really like it. Another Cut Short, sure. Another Urn of Godfire, unfortunate. A Core Halberd, again, if we were looking, like, with a 3-color deck, you're probably not going to be putting these cards in, because you're going to have good enough cards in all of your other colors. And especially if we're thinking of splashing white, this is definitely not a card I'd splash for. Vanquish the Weak, not bad. Again, I play at least one. Surge of Salvation, first uncommon. We've talked about this many times. Astral Wingspan again, and a Joyful Storm Sculptor again. And so our flip card, or our battle, right, is, nope, it's just our flip card. Order of the Mirror, which flips into a Order of the Alabaster Host. Not bad. Again, we're not really in the nice deck this time around, but still quite good. And then we have an Invasion of Telvada as our rare battle. So there we go. That's why we didn't have a battle, is because our battle was our rare. Invasion of Telvada, as we saw, flips into the Broken Sky, which I said is broken. This card is very, very good. And again, it's in our colors. This definitely gets in. I love this card. We would definitely play it, no question. Okay. And then behind that is our Legend in Daxos, Blessed by the Sun, again in the showcase art. So very, very nice. Behind Daxos, we have a Plains and an Elemental Token. One more pack to go in this one. I mean, come on. Like I said, it's pretty obvious to me what we're going with, right? So far. I mean, maybe this I doubt this throws a wrench into it, but hopefully it gives us more stuff for it. That's just that's what I'm looking for at this point. We have a Dreg Recycler to start. This is the first one of these that we've seen. I don't fully know what I'm looking at in this artwork, to be honest with you, but it's a good card. I mean, again, free sacrifice effects are important, and to get those last couple of points in over the course of the game, like the one life loss and the one life gain is not nothing. So that's quite nice. We have a War-Trained Slasher. We haven't seen one of these yet either. Wolverine Dinosaur with a weird little mustache. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's very strange. We have a Halo Charged Scob. This is also sick art, and again, random commons that we haven't seen in any of the kits that we've opened, or any of the packs that we've opened, and now we're just opening them all in this one kit, huh? Look, Fertilid's Favor as well. Wow. It's so weird how that happens sometimes. Here's the second Vanquish of the week if we wanted to play two. Core Halberd. I wouldn't play the first one. We have the Thrashing Frontliner. So this is what I was saying, right, about Gruul, is that this is another card that, we talked about it earlier, but that benefits from going up against a bunch of battles. We only have the one so far that we, like, well, that's not true. We have the two rare Invasion of Telvadas, right? So that's pretty cool. So we would go for that. Like, this is a great card, and I would play it even if we had no battles in the deck, just because it's like a good 2-mana 2/2. We have a Halo Forager. We're probably not in blue, even with the, like, because we don't really have any splashing for it, but this is a cool card. This is our first uncommon. We have Elspeth's Smite. We play this, definitely. And this is our second uncommon. And then we have Kenra Spell Spear is our flip card, which flips into... We talked about not using blue, but we don't need it. We could pay the 2 life to get the Gitaxian Spellstalker. Trample, Ward 2, Prowess, Prowess. Each instance of Prowess triggers separately, and it's a 3/3. So, yeah, I mean, this is not bad at all. I would definitely consider putting this in. Behind it, our invasion/battle is the Invasion of Kaladesh. Very interesting. Obviously, not something that we're playing, but in this kit. But Aetherwing, it flips into Aetherwing Golden Scale Flagship, which is a really cool art. I would love to see this in foil. I'd be very interested to see what it looks like in foil, because those wings have to be sick in foil, right? And then our rare or mythic is another Bloated Processor. I mean, not bad at all. We already have the Grafted Butcher in black, so yeah, this just gives us more stuff in black. Hopefully the black and white commons and uncommons are like a lot of Phyrexian stuff, because that would be great. So this, again, just helps us, which is nice. And then our legend is Raph. Weatherlight Stalwart, gorgeous art on Raph. He's not in our colors, so we aren't playing him, but I mean, this kit has been nuts. Absolutely nuts. Behind Raph, we have a foil rare Invasion of Theros, which is in our colors, and so it likely gets played. 3 mana to play it. You search for an aura, a god, or a demigod. I mean, like, we have Daxos, right? But, like, who cares? Is it worth playing? Let's see. It flips into a Phara, Ever Sheltering. Lifelink and indestructible as long as you control at least 3 other enchantments. I don't know how I feel about this one. We probably would not play this card. This is not great. I mean, it's a 4/4 when it flips, but, like, you're using a lot of resources to try to kill it, right? So probably not worth it. But anyway, it's cool that we have it in foil. Like, a foil rare is quite nice. Behind it, we have just a regular mountain. and a treasure token. So hey, that is kit 3 of 4. We have one more kit to go. That is definitely the best one yet. I don't know how it could ramp up further, but maybe it will. Fingers crossed. That'd be nice, huh? So, kit number 4 is here on the side, like so. And inside of it, we have... Hopefully you were able to get out to a pre-release near you. Hey, if you were at Champions, shout yourself out in the comments down below. But let us know in the comments, as I mentioned, if you got out to a pre-release, what you opened. Did you open anything good? How did you do? Like, what was your record? I know that's not the most important thing, so honestly, let us know if you had fun as well. We have the green die again, so only one duplicate out of the 4 kits. I will be playing in more events this weekend, so I will definitely get the rest of the dice that I need, one way or another. That doesn't mean I'm going to, like, hurt somebody for it. It just means I'm going to, like, open enough and, like, trade with people to get them, but it just sounded really ominous when I said it like that. I'll get it one way or another. Anyway, we have, we have a code for MTG Arena. If anybody's watched any of our stuff, I'm definitely the intimidating guy who would walk up to somebody and steal their dice. That's definitely what I'm about. So the code for Arena, it will go on the side. I'm getting stupid. And let's see if we get... There are 3 of the insert cards available. So let's see if we got the 3rd one or if we get another duplicate. But first, our rare or mythic promo is a rare in Drana and Linvala. That is awesome. First of all, it looks incredible. Second of all, shoutouts to Amy. I know she loves Drana. And third of all, this card's great. So it's a 4-mana 3/4 Flying Vigilance. And we got by this thing yesterday. Not being able to use your activated abilities is a real thing. And them being able to use your activated abilities is a real thing. So, yeah, be aware of that. You gotta respect this card. It's very, very good. Behind it, let's see what our little promo is. It's the alt art Catilda and Lear. So it is a duplicate, but it's the alt art. That is sick. Okay, so we have 3 of these now. But one of them in this art, and this art is amazing. It's so much better than the other one. And the border is awesome, obviously, for Innistrad, like Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow showcase style. Really, really nice. By the way, I was talking to somebody in between. Please don't take me at my word on the fact that you can use these if you open them. They're double checking on that. I'm not a judge. Please don't bite my head off if I'm wrong. They're checking on that, and I might not have the answer before the end of this video. So check with your store as to whether or not you're able. I'm so sorry. I really thought you could. So we will find out. Come further into this weekend, and come join us on Monday on stream. We can talk about it a little bit, because I think it would be silly if you couldn't. But like I said, I don't know that definitively. We have to check and find out. So we have a Blighted Burgeoning to start, an Etched Familiar coming in hot, an Expedition Lookout, a Timberland Ancient, really, really good. I haven't seen a lot of the cycling cards, but the land cycling cards. But this is, I mean, these are great. They're very, very good, and I'm kind of annoyed that I haven't seen as many of them. They're so good. I don't know why. Or maybe that's why, because they don't want you to have too many of them. We have an Aki Scrap Chomper, Sunder the Gateway. We haven't seen this card yet. The art is really cool, and the ability is interesting. I would probably play this card. Although I guess in sealed or in pre-release, you are going to be playing best of 3, so this is a sideboard card. But it doesn't have to be, because you have the 2 different options there, right? There's an Aerial Boost non-foil. Norn's Inquisitor is our first uncommon. We haven't seen one of these yet. This thing looks sick. It is a Knight, notably, so if you are in the blue-white Knights deck, this does work, even though it's a Phyrexian, right? Like, the Knights are kind of the, like, liberators of the planes or of the multiverse. But still, this is a Knight. It does count for Knight Tribal, so be aware of that. There's a Botanical Brawler. This card is very good for the +1/+1 counter deck. Very, very good. And having 2 of these, we found, because our opponent used it against us and trounced us, is insane. Really, really good. And our flip card, I guess, is... No, it's not. This is our 3rd uncommon. Okay. So we have a flip... Or we have a rare battle or something? I don't remember exactly how it works. Anyway, there's a Furnace Rains. God damn it. So our flip card is an Order of the Mirror, which flips into an Order of the Alabaster Host. We've seen this many times, and again, kind of works for Knights. I guess if we wanted to, like, splash a single black for Drana and Linvala, we could go Knights if we really had to, but so far, like, Drana and Linvala, very, very good, but our Knights, it's a thing so far, maybe. So yes, I was right. We do have a rare battle in Invasion of Theros, and it is white, so that's a pretty good sign. So far, we're... Oh, right, but we don't like this one. At least I don't like this one. It flips into, we talked about this, it flips into a Farah Ever Sheltering, and you need, like, enchantments and stuff, and it's really weird. Why? Why is this card? It's so weird. Anyway, Farah Ever Sheltering, the art on this is insane. Can we talk about this? Gorgeous art for a Farah. I love that. I just don't know what I think of the card. And by that, I mean, I feel like I don't like this card. Anyway, our legend behind it, so annoyed, is Jury, Master of the Review again. From what we've seen, like, probably not what we're going for in this particular kit, but the art is still sick. Behind it, an island, regular island, and an elemental token. Pack 2. So not as explosive so far as some of the openings of some of the other kits, or the beginnings of some of the other kits, but we shall see. We have another Blighted Burgeoning, another Etched Familiar. Seems familiar, no? Redcap Heel Slasher, Expedition Lookout, Skittering Surveyor, Corrupted Conviction, Portent Tracker, Bola Slinger. This is the first one of these that we've seen. A 2/2 Cat Soldier for 4 with backup 1, but the backup basically lets you put a counter on something, and then when that creature attacks, you tap one of your opponent's artifacts or creatures. Very, very good, so it can't block. Really, really nice. We have a Shivan Branch Burner. This is the first one of these. This card is very good. It's got Convoke, and it's a little expensive, but if you can get it out, I mean, it's a 4/4 flying haste. So, like I said, with haste in this set and many other reasons, like this set, you can just get got and just die at a turn where you thought you were perfectly safe and alive and you were going to have a next turn, you just don't. Really, really crazy. So this is our first uncommon. We have a Tandem Takedown, very, very good card, and it's our second. And we have a Pyretic Prankster as our flip card, which flips into a Glistening Goremonger. We've seen that many times, which means our battle is an uncommon, and it is the Invasion of Moog. And notably, this is a good one, again, for the +1/+1 counter deck. This card is very good for that, and it flips into a Bloom Wielder Dryads. So, I don't know, like, again, if I can find a gain land that splashes black and is either green-black or white-black, I'm going to do that because I really want to do this +1/+1 counter deck. It really seems supported so far in this kit. We have a Bloom Wielder Dryads, and by the way, our rare or mythic is a Glistening Dawn. I mean, it's not specifically for the +1/+1 counter deck, but it's a good, very good green card. So, it cares about the number of lands we control. Still, very, very nice. And so our legend is another Tetsuko Umizawa Fugitive. Again, still gorgeous art. It's just, I've seen a lot of this card at this point. Behind Tetsuko, do we have a foil? We do not. It is a Dismal Backwater. So not exactly what I was looking for, but, you know, it's still a pretty good gain land, or I should say, I mean, all of them are good because they are gain land. So I'm glad we got a gain land and not a basic. We have an elemental token as well. Move on to pack 3 of 6. We get Afara's Dispersal. Very nice. Serpent Blade Assailant. Very nice. Again, it gives +1/+1 counter, it gives Death Touch. Very, very good card. Final Flourish, good removal. Shadow the Source again. Mirrodin Avenged. This art is sick. Story Spotlight card. Really, really awesome. I don't know how I'm curious about this one in foil. Like, usually I'm like, wow, this card would look sick in foil. I don't know how this card would look in foil. Like, if Elish Norn's, like, bony headpiece here was foil, or, like, shiny, that would probably be pretty nice. Maybe if the, like, smoke coming off of her neck or whatever was, like, not in foil, and so you saw the, like, foiling pattern of her, headpiece interrupted by the smoke. I feel like that's a little too much to ask, but still, really cool. We have a Furnace Host Charger. So again, we see, thankfully, another one of the land cycling cards. Very good. This one's great. I mean, they all are, like I said. Another Bola Slinger. Hell yeah. We hadn't seen any, and now we got 2 in the same kit. This card is great. Really happy with that. We have a Lithomantic Barrage as our first uncommon. A Mirror Shield Hoplite as the second. This art is amazing, by the way. I really like this art a lot. And a Blight Reaper Thallid. I know Amy likes this guy. We talked about this. He's awesome. He flips into a Blight Sower Thallid. Not a bad card. If we're trying to go green-white, splash a little bit of black, we probably don't splash it for this. I just don't think that's the way that we're doing it. And so our battle is Invasion of Kylem. Okay. Kylem, the world of Battle Bond. Very interesting that we went back to Kylem, even though it's like a supplemental set. But still, Invasion of Kylem is here, and it flips into a Valor's Reach tag team again. And we have this card from earlier, but we didn't really talk about it. So behind that, our rare or mythic is a Pile On. I like this card a lot. Even as a 4-mana instant, destroy a creature or planeswalker, surveil 2. It's great. The fact that it has Convoke, I didn't think it needed Convoke, but I mean, it's flavorful that it does. But yeah, really, really good card. It's solid removal. If we're even if we're splashing black for Drana and Linvala, this one gets in. Really, really does. Good card. Behind it, our legend is another Shram, Senior Edificer. Did I say Artificer last time? Edificer. Anyway, this is a great, I love this art. Really, really cool. I don't know, again, if this gets in. I highly doubt it does, even though it would be in our colors. Behind Shram, we do have a foil this time. It is a foil, common, excuse me, not uncommon, common in Oculus Whelp. I don't love this foiling pattern. It's fine, right? The bottom there looks good. The bottom of the art, I should say. Okay, and then behind Oculus Whelp, a full art Swamp. Very nice. And a replacement card for the double-faced cards. Okay. Next, we have... Oh, right, not the Phyrexian. We're on the wrong side. We have a Nezumi Informant. We're halfway through this kit, by the way. Redcap Heel Slasher, Preening Champion. Again, still like this card. Crystal Carapace, Ephara's Dispersal, Aerial Boost, Furnace Host Charger again, Knight of the New Coalition. Elspeth's Smite is our first uncommon and a good card. Rampaging Geoderm is our second. We talked about this guy earlier. And our flip card is a Tarkir Dune Shaper, which is a common, which means that, as we know, our battle will be uncommon. It is flips into a Burnished Dune Stomper, as we saw. Phyrexian Dog Warrior from Amonkhet. And so our battle is the Invasion of Ulgrotha. I like this card a lot. I know we talked about it before. The art is great. Flips into Grandmother Ravi Sengir. So there's that, I guess. And again, I spoiled myself on it, but very, very weird. This card really likes us. Our mythic is Kroxa and Kuneros. This is not the showcase version, so you get to see the regular art and the showcase art. In two different kits, and I mean, we already were thinking of doing Drana and Linvala, which are white-black, and so now we just need a little bit of red. So, you know, sure, why not? That's so crazy. Super funny. But actually, no, because we were talking about doing green-white, splash black, so I don't know if we could splash black and red. That would be a little awkward, but who knows? I mean, it's a mythic. We'll leave it on the side. It's a possibility. We'll think about it. Behind it, our legend card is... Rona, Shieldred's Faithful. We've seen her already. Not a bad card, not for this kit, but still. Behind Rona is a full art planes, gorgeous full art planes, because of course, full art lands are fantastic, and an Incubator Phyrexian token. Oh, this is a different Phyrexian. We've not seen this one yet. Very nice. Okay, next pack. 2 more to go in this opening. Really cool. We have another Timberland Ancient. Not bad at all. Again, land cycling cards, always good. Love them. Nezumi Informant, coming in hot. Preening Champion again. Crystal Carapace again. Oculus Whelp again. Knight of the New Coalition. Corrupted Conviction. Lithomantic Barrage is our first uncommon. Mirror Shield Hoplite again is the second. And a Xerox. Damn it. That's obviously the nickname for this card. But anyway, Xerix Strobe Knight. This art is insane. I love it. This obviously goes in the Knights deck, and it's very good in that way, but it's not for this kit, but the art is great. Really, really like it. Xerox, god damn it. Anyway, so our flip card is, or our battle, right, is an Invasion of Regatha, which is an uncommon flip card. It also, or an uncommon battle, and it flips into a Disciples of the Inferno. Really gorgeous artwork here. Not a bad card at all on the opposite side. But that means that I guess we have a flip rare or mythic, right? It is an alt art Ayara, Widow of the Realm. This is so cool looking. I love that. And then unfortunately for Ayara, she flips into a Phyrexian, an Ayara Furnace Queen. Really, really cool. I love the art. I really do. Yeah, really great. I'm a fan. And then, do we get to play her? Yeah, I mean, she's black. Like, we could just pay the 2 life to transform her, or we leave her on her regular side. If we can't flip her, like if we don't have enough life or whatever. But yeah, this card gets in, for sure. Oh, right. No, we're splashing. God, I've lost track at this point. That's unfortunate. Well, with this last kit, sorry, I guess I'm getting a little tired. With this last kit, let me know what you would do. Like, I really think that the green-white +1/+1 counter strategy would work. I think it's got a lot of support in the deck for it. Obviously, this is double black, and Drana and Linvala is double white and black, a single black. And Crooks and Kuneros is 3 different colors. So, like, it's going to be tough to be able to, like, try to incorporate some of the really good cards that we've opened. So, like I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Obviously, we have a legend still, and there's another pack, by the way, after this. Our legend is Yargle. This is definitely not the card that I would, like, go out of my way to put in the deck. It's fun, and if we were in, like, actual black as our color as opposed to splashing it, Yargle might get in, because, like, a 9/3 could just hit them. And if you have counters of any kind or something like that, that can go on it, back up, things like that, this is quite good in that way. We ended up playing Multani and Yargle, and it worked out really well, or Yargle and Multani, I guess. It worked out surprisingly well, so I was happy with that. Behind Yargle is a Wind-Scarred Crag for our Gainland, and we have a Wrenn and Realmbreaker emblem. Really cool. These tend to be, like, because they're rarer, they actually tend to have some value sometimes, so that's pretty cool. All right, before our last pack, though, right? You didn't think I forgot, did you? I only did that at the beginning. Who would do something so ridiculous? We have the last code for MTG Arena. Again, thank you to you for watching. Thank you to Champion for having us here. We have one more pack to open, don't forget. But shout out in the comments, hey, I got the 4th code or something like that. Let us know. And hopefully you all open good stuff, whoever gets these codes. This is, like I said, our way of saying thank you to you for hanging out with us, supporting us, etc. It really means the world, so we appreciate it. We have one more pack to open. I am definitely starting to get fatigued and losing my voice. There are, like, what, over 15 hours of video with me in it talking this week. So, you know, probably over 17, like close to 20. So, you know, we're getting there. What a busy week for us. And you know what? We love it. This is not a complaint by any means. So we absolutely love it. So thank you all for being with us for any and all of it that you have been. We have an Assimilate Essence, Wildwood Escort, Traumatic Revelation, Hanger Scrounger, Chomping Kavu. That's a good one. We haven't seen this one yet. The colors on this card are so weird to me, but the ability is incredible. Really, really good. And again, +1/+1 counter, if we're going that route, really good. This card's great. We have a Sword Sworn Cavalier. This one cares about being in the Knight's deck. Like, it's a white card, so even if we're in green-white +1/+1 counters, this might not get in, but because it cares about being in the Knight's deck for sure. We have a Gloomfang Mauler. Again, really good. This is a Swamp Cycler. So if we're splashing black, this is a good one to get in there, right? It can tap 2, cycle it, go get a swamp. Really nice. And it's the first one of these that we've seen. This art is awesome. I was pointing out it's really cool. He's a nightmare, and he is walking through and crushing the incubators. So really, really nice. We have a Botanical Brawler. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what you want. To be in this particular deck, you want this card. And like I said, if we can get both of them on 2 of them on the field at the same time, really, really punishing. So really cool. I genuinely don't remember if we opened the other one in one of the other kits or this kit. I hope it was this one, because that would be really great. Behind Botanical Brawler, another Furnace Reigns, and another Tarkir Dune Shaper, which, as we know, flips into a Burnished Dune Stomper. We also know that we are going to have an uncommon battle, and it is the Invasion of Eldraine. We actually haven't seen this one since the beginning. It's been a bit. And it flips into a Prickle Fairies again. Not bad. Our rare, or mythic, is Sunfall. Okay, I mean, we were talking about being in white. If we're in white, this one's great. You get to incubate X. Like, it would kind of suck using this if you had a bunch of creatures on the field, but to be honest, that you don't use board wipes if you have a bunch of creatures on the field. You just wait. So if your opponent is ahead, you can try to stabilize as best you can, and or get ahead if they've overextended. But still, this is a very good card. It definitely gets into any deck that we're like, reasonably white in. And our legend is another Tetsuko Umezawa Fugitive. We've seen so many, and we have a foil back here as well. It is a foil common in Final Flourish. Actually, it's pretty sick in foil, I'm not going to lie. Really, really nice. Okay. Behind it, another Dismal Backwater. It's our second one of this kit itself, and a Thopter token. I mean, we opened them both in the same kit, right? This is definitely what I'm going to leave you looking at, because what else would I leave you looking at? These were cool, and I'm glad that we opened them. I may have to pull them a little bit closer. Yeah, I zoomed in too much, huh? I've worked cameras before, I promise. Anyway, so here are kind of my two favorite cards that we've opened. I don't know if they're the highest value, but they're my two favorites. So thank you all so very much for watching. I really hope everybody enjoyed. Leave your thoughts, like I said, about anything in the comments down below. Of course, I would love to know what you would make out of these kits, but let us know what you think of the opening. Did we open well? Did we open poorly? What do you think of this set? Whatever the case may be. Let us know in the comments down below. As I mentioned, firstly, thank you to Champion for having us here for the pre-release event. Obviously, we will have one other video coming out today where we will be checking out the folks who are here at the event, the cards that they are opening as well, in addition to us. And just the environment around the store itself. It's going to be a blast, so we hope you will join us for that as well. Just like a 2-minute promo video or whatever. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy being able to do this here with them, so again, shout-outs to them, thank you, and the top link in the description down below, as I said, will take you to Champion's website so you can check out the store for yourself. Hopefully, we can see you at a pre-release soon. Hopefully, we're able to get out to a pre-release. Obviously, we are sending this all over the world with YouTube being what it is, so obviously, if you're not near the Poughkeepsie, New York area, and you were able to get out to a pre-release, we want to know how yours was, so let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to check out our other stuff. Links down in the description box below as well for Video Games for All and Gluten Free for All, as I said, and don't forget, wherever you are, here or there, to subscribe and ring that bell so that you will get notifications whenever any of our videos come out, or whenever we go live, which is every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, like I said, right here on this channel. Mondays, we play MTG Arena, so if you're a fan of Magic, check that out. We will be playing the newest limited format, whatever that happens to be, every Monday. And then on Fridays, we play whatever video game we happen to be playing at the time. So this coming Friday, a week from pre-release, when this video comes out, we will be going into God of War 3, because Amy has never experienced that game before, and I have never experienced that game before. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully you all are as well. But for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, here at Champion Card Collector in Poughkeepsie, New York, I have been Joe, and as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks so much, everybody.